Hey guys, it's Phyllis, and welcome to my very first live chit chat about weight loss. And for those of you who may be seeing this in replay, let me just share with you a little bit about what I'm doing. I created a YouTube channel to do some video diaries of my weight loss, and my goal is to lose 70 pounds in a year. So I have, on June 4th, I started the Weight Watchers Smart Points program, and so far I've lost 35 pounds, and my goal is to do Wednesday night chit chats for those of you who are on a weight loss program and doing Weight Watchers that don't go to meetings. So if you haven't yet, hit that subscribe button and click the bell next to it, and it'll notify you when my videos are uploaded, and it will also alert you to when I go live. So kind of curious to see how this is going to work out. So let me go live on YouTube and see how this is going to work. I'm going live through my laptop, and it's grainy, and it's not so grainy through my phone. So I may just have to use my phone. But I wanted to see if the live feeds, the live chat would come through. I have one person on there. Thanks for stopping by. One thing I decided that since this is my first live feed, it kind of didn't matter to me how many people showed up because it was my first one, so I'm giving myself permission to grow. And I think sometimes the subscribers on my channel, it takes a few minutes for YouTube to notify people. So I'll just see how this goes. Because if not a lot of people show up, I'll just try again next Wednesday. Oh, snap. Sorry about that. I have my phone in a clip above my laptop. I guess I can adjust my hair. Because I can't, I think the camera's over here. If I look over here. Because I know I can tell I'm looking up. If I look down, then I'm looking directly at my laptop. Let me see if the live chat works. Okay, it looks like I have my Hangout on Google is live. See the fire in the background? See, on my phone I can tell that there's one person on, but on the live feed I can't tell if there's any viewers, or I just don't know where to look. I have 2 viewers. I have no viewers. So I've got 2 screens going. I got one up here and I got one down here. So if you'd like to say hello and let me know like what state you're from, I would just see your name. So I got 3 viewers. I got 3 viewers down here. If you just want to introduce yourself, I'd appreciate that. I'm trying to see if I can get the chat rolling. Show live chat messages on my phone. Because I did a test run Sunday to see how all this was going to work out, and actually I had quite a few people on, well, 4 people on here, so I kind of don't know which one to look at now, but I like the phone view better. It looks nicer. I had my phone plugged in because last time I did it, I went like an hour and 26 minutes, and then I think I got down to 1% battery, so I ended up like stopping. So I got 1 thumbs up. And you know, the thing about starting a YouTube channel is that, you know, it doesn't grow overnight. I don't know which screen to look at, so if I'm looking up and down, I am, because I'm looking at 2 screens. One thing I've learned about a YouTube channel is that the success is not overnight, and that I've had to learn to do YouTube for myself, and it has really shown me how much my weight I've lost just through my face, and how much I've learned from losing weight in the healing process of food addiction, overeating, binge eating. And I've learned that losing weight is not linear. It's not straight up and down. It's very much like this. It does have its ebbs and flows. But I gave myself like a year to lose 70 pounds, and I think that's very reasonable. It's given, you know, trying to lose, well, not trying, I'm actually doing it, has taught me to be patient with myself. I've learned what foods, you know, I can eat. Like diet sodas are not, I still will drink them, I just can't drink them all the time, and this is some stuff that I had talked about Sunday. Protein bars, I have to be careful about watching, or about eating. So I even did my hair. I'll try to get it to heaven because my grays are so bad, but it doesn't look too bad. I'm going to the hairdresser Saturday to get it cut and colored, because really I should get my hair colored like every 4 weeks, but I try to go like every 6 weeks, and I have to get it cut like every other month. So I'm not getting the turnout like I did before. It's funny. I'm really close to the screen down here. If I back up a little bit, then you can see me. So I'm going to click off the laptop Google Hangout, and I'm just going to go with my phone. So I'm going to stop this broadcast. Okay? Hopefully you'll pop up over here. Bye, guys. So I'm still on up here. And nobody here. That's okay. Because the good thing is, I tried. I tried. And I don't have to post it if I don't want to. Some people just come here, check me out, see what I look like. I got a fire burning in the background. Does that count for anything good? We'll start a fire. This is on Netflix. Hey, I'm starting a fire, so hold on a second. I'll be right there. You're the only one I have so far. I gotta put that on pause. Oh. I don't have my glasses on to see mute. There, it's muting. But we got a fire. Does that count? It's about as close to a bonfire as I'm going to get right now. Oh, it's great. I got 2 people now. The only way I know who you are is if you say something, like type something out. But if I know you, you may not say anything. So what I was saying is, you know, the good thing is, if I don't get anybody showing up, or if nobody, you know, asks any questions or dialogues with me, I don't have to post it. And I had made a decision, and if you were on here, came back on, if I made a decision that if nobody showed up or I didn't have very many people dialogue with me, it's my first Wednesday night chit chat. Doesn't mean I'm a failure if nobody shows up or hangs out. Just means I tried, you know, and I'm not going to feel bad for trying, you know. So I know I got 3 people on here. We'll just see what happens. I did post on Facebook on some of the Weight Watchers groups I'm involved in that I was going live, because I had posted like a month and a half ago that, you know, was anybody interested in having, you know, just a get together on YouTube, and I felt like it was a really good response, but, you know, I didn't know if people would follow through with it or not. So hi to the 4 people that are here. You know, if you would, you know, and want to introduce yourself and let me know what state you're from, and then, you know, I've got a few things that I could like to talk about. One is, you know, do you have an obsession with the scale? And if you don't, did you overcome it? Number 2, do you have an obsession with the foods that you eat, or what you're going to eat when you first started Weight Watchers, because I'm assuming that's where some of the people are coming from. And if you did, how did you overcome it? And if you still have the food obsession about what you're going to eat, what are your thoughts towards it? I mean, how are you looking to overcome it? Because I think a lot of people that, there's 2 things that I dealt with within the first probably 5 to 8 weeks. Now I'm like in week 22 of my weight loss, and there's 2 things that I dealt with that I had to snap out of, and they were red flags because they were irritating me. One is the obsession with the scale. Tyler just came in from walking the dog. Hey, Jacada. Ooh, ooh, it's wet. Did she walk in a puddle?
No, it's just the moist grass.
Yeah, it's super wet. I'm live, just letting you know. This Tyler just came in from walking the dog. You may want to wipe her feet off, because she's kind of wet. There's 2 things that I had to deal with. One is obsession with the scale. If you're going to stand there, say hello, because all they see is the lower half of your body. I had to deal with the obsession of the scale, and I had to deal with obsession with food and what I was going to eat, because anytime, you know, and I've seen this with people who are on a journey to lose weight, and it's been all over the Facebook groups, Obsession with the Scale and Food. And about 5 to 8 weeks into my journey, I was so irritated with stepping on the scale, and I know for the first 2 weeks I stepped on it every day just to see if I was going to lose any weight and how my body was responding to the change. And anytime you have a calorie deficit, you're going to lose weight, and that's what Weight Watchers does. Any weight loss puts you at a calorie deficit. So, and obsession with food. So anyway, about 5 to 8 weeks into it, I finally had to get to a point where I said, "You are irritated." I was irritated with myself from continuing to do that. So I made a goal to only step on the scale on Saturdays, which is my weigh-in day, and I had to really force myself once I made that decision to continue to do that. And for like 2 or 3 weeks I was pretty successful, and then I would get up and I would just before I go to work, I step on the scale because that's the best time to weigh yourself is in the morning. And I was starting to create that habit again, and eventually I just learning to obey myself when I made a decision is creating discipline. So I've been pretty good about not stepping on the scale until weigh-in day. I can't tell you like how many weeks it's been that I haven't stepped on the scale until weigh-in day. And then when it came with obsession with food, I had a certain amount of food that I knew I could eat because I did Points Plus many years ago and wasn't successful at it. So then I started again June 4th and started out with Points Plus, and then probably about 6-7 weeks into that, I'd lost like 15 pounds, and then I just went to Weight Watchers online and took a look at the program, and I realized that they had switched to Smart Points, so I had to readjust all my points, and I've been successful in losing weight on that too, but I had to snap myself out of being obsessed with what I'm going to eat, because at first, when you go from eating whatever you want, anything you want, whenever you want, to kind of having this much of a range of food, and I'm learning the process on my own. Thinking about what I'm going to eat was always there, and I think when I was in a car accident and I was okay, and my car just got rear-ended, it really snapped me out of it. So I'm not obsessed with food. I do enjoy food still. I think about it. I think like I'll ponder on, throughout the course of my day what I'm going to have for dinner. But for the most part, hey, I got 5 people here. If you guys want to introduce yourself, I'm just chatting. I'm just chatting away, talking about, being obsessed with food and what you're going to eat. I think after that car accident, it just really it prioritized things for me. And I'm like, no matter what, I can join a group on Facebook of recipes of people who have been successful in losing weight. I can go on Pinterest, and then I made a goal just to try to incorporate one new recipe a week into my, daily eating. And normally I would try the new recipes out on the weekend because I had a little bit more time to cook. So those are a couple things that, I obsessed over, and I know a lot of people have that, so I was just curious how they overcame that. I think the most challenging thing to do for yourself is when you make a decision to change your life, and I think losing weight, and then if you have 20 pounds to lose or over 100 pounds to lose, the most challenging thing to do is to obey yourself. Because, when you go from eating whatever you want, whenever you want, as much as you want, to within like 24 hours I made the change, you have to really adjust your thought process, you have to adjust your taste buds, you have to move from being head hungry to stomach hungry, and that's a process that takes time. And what I think I've discovered along the way is that you can tell somebody all day how to lose weight. And I think Weight Watchers is a really good program, and it works. It really does. It's a lifestyle change that I'm able to, do probably for the rest of my life. And it's not that I'm not going to eat junk food, and it's not that I'm not gonna ever have a cheat meal. But I think what is not really addressed, and I'm willing to be wrong about this, is the emotional healing as to why a person overeats. Because now you're in a situation where you're keeping yourself in this parameter of food, but what's really going on inside of you that is causing you to overeat? What has happened in your life that there was a situation, whether it be in your childhood or teenage years or in your adulthood, that when you ate food, there's something that was comforting about it, and then now there is a, like a subconscious memory that anytime there was a stressful situation or something that made you feel uncomfortable, or there was a trigger, to a situation that happened to you that may have been suppressed, you went to food to relieve yourself, from the aggravation or the stress or the sadness or the guilt or the depression. There's a long list of things that cause people to overeat. Hey, I'm Betsy Dodd. Hi, I'm Christy from Michigan. I definitely have challenges of being triggered by the number on the scale. Okay, well, thank you. Thanks. You are the only two that have, talked to me. Chrissy, how long, can I ask you a few questions and you don't have to answer them? Nobody can see your face or anything. They just see your comment, and your blue avatar is, how long have you been on your journey to lose weight? How much have you lost? And how long have you been triggered, by the obsession of the scale? Because that was a red flag for me. I'm in week 22 of losing weight. That was a trigger for me from week 5, 6, 7, or 8. I can't remember. I did a video on it about snack. I could not find the chat until just now. I'm in South Carolina. Okay, Betsy. Betsy, I noticed you just recently subscribed to me, and I'm sorry if my description wasn't, descriptive enough. And if it's kind of your first time navigating through YouTube, thank you for being persistent, And Betsy, how long have you been on your journey? And you have any questions? You have any comments? Feel free. I'm just kind of like just chatting away. I did a video. I think I'm holding the scale sideways, and I was talking maybe about snaggly teeth, or it could have been a video when I talked about red flags. I think it's the one with the scale when I talked about my obsession with the scale and how I was going to stop that because it was aggravating me. And then when I would step on the scale, then I noticed that I'd only lose ounces, because I realized, because I had weighed myself every day for many weeks. The way my body was responding to Weight Watchers is I was losing ounces, and then 3 or 4 days would go by, then I'd drop a pound, then the next day I'd lose ounce. So by the time I hit Saturday morning, I usually weigh myself between 6:30 a.m. and 7 o'clock a.m. Then then I realized how much weight I had released. So, since that was so aggravating, I'm like, I don't need another stressor or another aggravation in addition to learning discipline and self-control when it came to losing weight, and there was no need to aggravate myself. So I just made a decision to stop it, and I obeyed myself. That doesn't mean every once in a while I didn't step on the scale, but then I confronted myself and said, okay, is this really what you want to do? Is it worth the aggravation? Is it worth aggravating yourself? And then, eventually just kept obeying myself and, force myself. Because what I've realized in this whole weight loss journey is sometimes I have to detach from my emotions to achieve a goal. And that's creating, discipline for myself. And because my feelings will lie to me, and my feelings will be I'm head hungry versus stomach hunger, and there is a difference. It takes time to process that out, and I have to give myself permission to unlearn and learn at the same time. I think the most challenging thing is obeying yourself, because I've done a few videos on your goal to be an ideal weight and to be an ideal size and have an ideal body image. The goal has a voice, and it will always direct you towards success. Always, it will always want you to be successful. But you got this other side of you that is your habits and your hang-ups, and that has a voice too. And inside your head, they're both talking to you. The habits and the hang-ups will seem to be louder because I've operated in that for so long, and then I made a decision to lose weight, and that goal had a voice. So I've had this internal dialogue of goal and habit, goal and habit. One of them is eventually going to have to win out, so I had to learn to ignore, not that these voices don't ever stop coming, but I've had to learn to take the voice of the goal and make it submit, make the habits and hang-ups submit to where I want to go, which is creating discipline and self-control, which is so much better than motivation. To me, motivation is when I get up in the morning and I'm going to do, I have my mental checklist of what I'm going to do, and by the time I can get some of the things done, but by the end of the day, if I want to go to the gym and work out, after working all day long and I still have things to do at the house, I got to carve out an hour, get to the gym, come home, cook dinner, get things organized for the next day, rest a little, rest your body. I just lost my whole train of thought. I've had to learn to overcome the voices in my head that say I'm tired. So motivation is, is based more on my feelings, which I can overcome those just by being consistent of where my goal wants to take me. And self-control is, no matter what happens today, no matter how tired I feel. Now there's a difference between tired and fatigue. I'm just talking about being tired and not feeling like it. I don't feel like going. I've overcome and still am overcoming how I feel. I think I've lost around 4 pounds so far. I'm not sure if the scale's at. Hi, Aunt Pam. A Canada Girl 87. I may just call you Girl 87. That's good. 4 pounds is great. I think if you lose a pound or you lose 8 pounds in a week, I think you should celebrate every loss that you have. And another thing I've noticed from a lot of the Weight Watcher groups on Facebook is I think people compare their journey to other people's journey. If one person may have a 5-pound weight loss and the other person's like, well, I only lost 1 pound this week. I think you should celebrate every loss, because you made a huge sacrifice all week long, and you sometimes the body will release a lot of weight, sometimes it will only release a pound or two. The normal amount of weight to lose is 2 pounds a week. That's healthy and it's steady. So I don't think there's anything wrong with that. And I think we have to lower our expectation that just because we tracked all week long and we did good and you did our exercises and you tracked all week, you weighed your food, you stayed within your points, you drank your water. I lost about 6 pounds in 2 weeks. Good job, Aunt Pam. That's good. That's 3 pounds a week. That's pretty good, really. That's really good. I think so. When we feel like we're doing really well that week, we have this expectation that we should lose. I don't know, and I've seen this a lot. And the people have said this, I thought I should lose 4, 5, 6, 8 pounds. And I'm thinking, why would you think that? Well, be happy with the results that you have. The only time I had some huge weight loss was probably within the first 2 weeks. Hi, Phyllis. Just got here. Hey, Katrina, I'm glad you're here. I'm just chatting. I hope it was easy to find. Another lady had a little bit of challenging time finding it, but I think you should celebrate any weight loss. I think the body everybody's body responds differently, and being honest with you, tracking your points, be honest with staying within your points, weighing out your food, and just enjoy the journey. Just be happy that you have made a lifestyle change that you could probably, I feel like I could do Weight Watchers for the rest of my life. But like I said, it's not that like I'm never going to have a cheat meal. That is very much planned out. I didn't have my first cheat meal until like 12 weeks in. And I think I'd probably lost close to 15 pounds. I'm trying to pull some old memories back there since I'm on week 22. So be happy with any amount of weight you lose. You should show a picture when you started till now. Yeah, I should. I have a few pictures. Very few. I think you probably have more of the times I was in Kentucky in the swimming pool. That's the downfall. I think what happens when people are fluffy, the last thing, you could take a picture from here up or from like here up. A lot of people don't like to get their picture taken when they're overweight, but when you start a weight loss journey and not realizing that I was going to start a YouTube channel, I'll check and send them to you. Okay, I'm chatting with my aunt. She's on a weight loss journey too. She's lost this tremendous amount of weight. I just don't remember how much weight that she's lost. But I lost my train of thought again. I hated photos. Carrie says, I hate photos. I think I have one when I was larger is all. Really? I mean, how many do you need? I mean, if you are overweight, I was about 70 pounds overweight. I started my weight loss journey at 222 pounds. You know what 222 pounds looks like? It's fluffy. You are engulfed in fluff. I did take some pictures in boy shorts and in a sports bra at Planet Fitness, like the week I joined. I don't know if I ever will do a video on the transformation. The only way I may do that is like 2 years post the weight loss. So that gives me 1 year to lose the weight and work out. Yes, I started at 325. Oh, Carrie! Carrie, I don't remember if I stumbled across your videos. Carrie is another YouTuber. And I don't know if I stumbled across her videos and subscribed to her channel or if she just made a comment on one of my channels. And Carrie has lost, if you don't mind me sharing, Carrie has lost 100 pounds. And it was either last week or week before last, I just started talking to her. I leave little messages on her videos, and I said, just keep me posted. I love you, Carrie. Katrina knows Carrie. And when she said that she was close, I think I watched one of her videos when she was talking about she was so close to losing 100 pounds. That's awesome, Carrie. Isn't that, I mean, it's great. And so I watched her last week video on a weigh-in. When I first started until now, about 50, I go up and down. My Aunt Pam's lost about 50 pounds. The benefit that my aunt has is she's like almost 6 foot tall. Betsy Dodd, that's great. But I waited for Carrie to do a weigh-in video, and when she actually showed, she went to weigh-in at Weight Watchers, and then I guess they print out some type of ticket and put it in a book, and then she says she lost 100 pounds. I said, congratulations, beautiful girl. That is a lot. That's a lot of experience. And I said, if I go, I'm going live, if you want to come join me, the value of all your experience, if you want to share with people and just, losing 100 pounds is encouraging to me, just needing to lose 70. So that's really great. And I'll say this to you, Carrie. I'm a small YouTuber. Carrie has, twice as many subscribers as I had. And somebody that I was talking to over the course of the week said, why would you not want to talk? Why would you want to bring another YouTuber onto your live? Why would you want to do that? I'll see you in February. Okay, thanks, Aunt Pam. My Aunt Pam lives in Kentucky. She's going to come and visit me. And I said, a friend of mine said to me, there's enough success to go around. I'm not threatened or intimidated by anybody else's channel because they are unique to their channel and their personality, and I'm unique to me and my personality. So why not say, hey, look at Carrie's channel. She can tell you how she's lost 100 pounds. And I'm sure Carrie's had some ups and downs, some ebbs and flows. Her weight loss journey has not been linear, whichever way linear. It hasn't been straight success. I'm sure she's had some ups and downs where she has some loss and gain. And then there's times where she probably plateaued. But what's amazing about it, losing 100 pounds, is she's overcome it. And Pam says, because we're all here to help each other. And that's exactly right. You know, there's a lot of things that, you know, there's probably a lot of mindset. Exactly. I love it. Thank you, Carrie. Christy, you can never have too much support. That's right. And why I wanted to go live is because I knew that a lot of people were doing Weight Watchers, but they didn't have the budget to pay for the meetings. Because I'm sure Carrie can tell you it's a payment every week. I watch 20 to 30 Weight Watchers on YouTube every day. They all have great. Yeah, Katrina, I watch YouTubers too, and I can't think of that lady's name. I think her channel may be Weight Watchers to the Healthy Journey, and she's got long black hair, usually wears it in a ponytail. She's been doing some amazing videos about what I eat in a day. She's done some cooking recipes, and she is on point. I mean, she works full time, and I think she uploads every day. Jess, yes, that's her. I watch her. I think she's really good, and I emailed her one time, and I said, you know, I'm a small YouTuber. Did you ever get discouraged on your journey? She said, no, I just kept going. She is simply amazing. The only thing I don't know about Jess is, like in her description box in her videos, she'll tell you what her starting weight was. And I don't know anything about how much she loses a week. I'm not sure if she does weight loss, weekly weight losses, or maybe she does them once a month. But whatever she's doing, I think it's phenomenal. She inspires me, you know, and makes me want to be more creative in my cooking, because I'm not a good cook. I'm not the best cook. Katrina says, the skinny on weight loss and living large on Lifetime. Great. Okay, I can check those out too. You know, everybody started out small, and learning to be consistent is the most challenging thing at all. You know, one thing I noticed is that, you know, people like what you eat in a day videos. They like, you know, new foods that you find. They like new food. This is telling me my phone is not charging. They like new foods, they like snacks, they like that. But to sit down, I don't get a lot of views on my weigh-in videos, and maybe because I'm a smaller channel, and I'm thinking, you know, I sound like Ben Stein, I know that, and it's hard to articulate when you're going through the healing process of food addiction, overeating, and emotional eating and binge eating. So I'm like, I'll just go live and show a little bit more of my personality. But sitting in front of a camera, and if Carrie's still on there, she could probably vouch for this too. It's kikiing with your girlfriends. Carrie says, yes, love both of these. I get a ton of motivation from watching YouTubers every day. I'm just having lagging issues. I think Carrie lives out in the country. Katrina, oh, you need to, the skinny on the twins. Oh, I've heard of them. Yeah, they're twins. I think sometimes they wear a tiara. I don't watch them too much. I watch Jess a lot. And I think I watch Motivated Muffins. You know, I watch them too. And I can't think of anybody's name that I watch right now. Watch a lot of beauty videos, a lot of makeup videos, because in my mind, I'm a makeup artist. That's how I learned a lot about skincare, through YouTube videos. Yeah, and you probably have a beautiful piece of land, girl. Carrie's like, yeah, Carrie's just vouching that she does live way far out in the country, and she does have internet issues, and she says it lags sometimes. But Carrie, you're pretty consistent in uploading your videos too, so I'm encouraged, you know, you motivate me. So, I do work a full-time job, and my goal, is to do like 3 videos a week. And, ago I hit a brick wall, and I was doing too much, and I kind of lost my consistency. Katrina, beautiful walks that will take us on Carrie. Yeah. Well, I'm glad you guys all know Carrie. If you haven't subscribe to her channel. Sounds like you guys are. So, you know, my goal is to do these talks on Wednesdays, and I know it's going to take me some time to build up some momentum, but I told myself when I sat down today, when I made the decision to do it, regardless of who shows up, I'm going to keep trying to do it anyway. It doesn't mean I'm a failure if nobody shows up. It's just nobody knows about me. Nobody knows, but it's okay. It doesn't. I'm just going to keep trying. So I'm glad to see the little bit of dialogue here. It makes my heart good. Just tomorrow I'll wake up with a little bit of scratchy throat from talking so much. I'm starting to lag. Katrina, I recently found you, Phyllis. I was in a slump, and you helped me get back into it. Well, thank you. And you just know this is kind of like my tagline, because I wholeheartedly believe this. I was lagging there for a minute. Just know, Katrina, that you're worthy to be successful in every area of your life, and it's saying I have a bad connection. Great. You're worthy to be successful, and you have value. And that's something I've had to meditate on, and I think that's what has helped me. I started meditating on worthy to be successful in every area of my life, and I have value. And I believe from meditating on that for the last probably 4 months, and I have to be a habitual offender, because I had to take thoughts of criticism, guilt, condemnation, shame, self-judgment, self-hate. Betsy, any tips for lunches? I have to take my lunch because nothing is near where I work. Ooh, I food prep, and I usually stick chicken in a crock pot, season it up, put it in a crock pot. I may not be the best one for that, because I do eat the same things every day. I do like Oscar Mayer rotisserie seasoned chicken is probably one of my favorites. Arnold's sandwich thins, the potato, is really good. I don't like the rest of that. Lay's baked potato chips are usually 4 smart points. Okay, let me go. I think 2 ounces of the Oscar Mayer rotisserie seasoned chicken is 2 smart point, or 1 smart point for 2 ounces. I usually double that, so for 4 smart points, I usually eat the Lay's baked potato chips. For 28 ounces, or like 15 chips, 17 chips, that's 4 smart points. The Arnold sandwich thin bread, which I like because I'm so used to not eating crust, is 3 smart points. Jello sugar-free pudding, the dark chocolate dolce, which I never pronounce right, and then they have chocolate vanilla swirl. Those are 2 smart points. Those are kind of my go-tos. That's about what I'm eating right now. The food prepping is a little bit different than getting up every day and fixing myself something to eat for lunch, because I do my food prep on Sundays. If Carrie is on here, if you have any suggestions, you're more. Carrie says I take tuna sandwiches when we go on a road trip. You can take the packs and make it when you need to. It's 3 smart points. Yeah, maybe you can go to Carrie's channel and see what she does, and go check out Weight Watchers Healthy Journey with Jess. She has a lot of food ideas too. I think I just go to lunch meat all the time. I really like the Bumblebee jalapeno oil tuna. That's 6 smart point whole can, and I just use the whole can in oil. Therefore, I don't have to use mayonnaise, and I think it tastes better if you want to do tuna. There's always sandwich wraps you can do. There's hummus. You don't get a whole lot of hummus for points. So, everybody has a value of how they like to spend their points, I discovered turkey breast tenderloin. It is 1 smart point for 4 ounces, which is 1 serving, or 112 grams. I usually measure all my food up in grams. I highly, highly, highly recommend a turkey tenderloin, because you can get 2, 3, 4 servings of a turkey tenderloin 4 servings, 4 smart points. And then you can zhuzh it up with, whatever sauce that you like. I tried that G Hughes sugar-free barbecue. I wanted to like it. I tried to like it. I couldn't like it. I just could not get myself. I did have the bottle. Katrina, Jules living large on Lifetime makes breakfast and lunch and practically 0 points, I swear. Definitely agree in measuring in grams. All right, Betsy, Katrina just said check out Julie living large on Lifetime. I may have to go check out. I may need to go check her out. Because, I can be a habitual offender of kind of eating the same things all the time. And that kind of happens, when you have a full-time job. I eat differently on the weekend than I do during the week, so I have a little bit more time to prepare. And maybe I'll go check out this video too. I'm sure I can learn something. Nothing wrong with learning and growing. I think personally it takes a lot of time to build a menu base. Betsy, I'm so glad I found you. Lots of help. Good. It's a start. Yes, Joel. That's awesome. Yeah, you guys can dialogue. I guess I don't need to read it. But it takes a while. It's taken me a while to build a food base. To find a lot of different varieties of food to eat. And even in the variety, it kind of is the same thing. I don't bake too much, so I know there's these, protein breads that are going around, and these two smart point muffins are going around. I'm like, can I just go buy some smart cake somewhere for a couple points? Sometimes I just have to buy my stuff, because I don't have a lot of time to bake. But I admire those who can, Katrina, we get stuck in a rut eating the same things because they work, but I agree. This is the week where I've been bored with chicken and salsa and vegetables. So like next week I'll probably change it up and do like lunch meat sandwiches and chips. That's probably one of my favorites. But for dinners, sometimes I have breakfast for dinner. I do fish. I think my jam, like you find one food that you kind of obsess over and you kind of eat it all the time, has been like tilapia, and finally figured out how to leave. Oh, good, Sherry. You might be new to YouTube. It just takes time. Tilapia, sauteed tilapia, and sauteed spinach with onions and garlic. I could eat that all the time right now. I have come to the conclusion I do not like ground turkey. I tried to like it. I wanted to like it. I forced myself to eat it. Yum, right? But I discovered Purdue has ground chicken. And I can, I think that's only like 3 smart points per serving, and I'll make a hamburger as big as my face, for 8 smart points. But one thing I did, and I'll measure it out raw, the ground turkey, like 224 grams is 8 ounces, but I noticed and then I measured it after I cooked, and what I found out is I lost like 0.47 grams, and I'm like, oh no, I want all my points. So the next time I cook a chicken burger, I will measure out 224 grams, which is 8 ounces, plus an additional 0.47 so I can have my full. I hated ground turkey until I made taco chili. Well, yeah, it kills the taste of everything in it. It kills the taste of the turkey. I may have to try that. I've been craving taco salad, but this is what I've been pondering on this week. Instead, people can use fat-free sour cream. All right, that's fine. But I've been pondering on using just plain Greek yogurt and seasoning it up with maybe the taco seasoning. Can't do too dry. Right. Sherry, try ground chicken. It's really good. It takes on any flavor that you add to it. But and substitute the sour cream, I'm gonna try using plain Greek yogurt and maybe add garlic salt or onion powder to it. And see how that goes. And it's just something I'm going to have to get used to. If I think, okay, this isn't too bad, then I'll substitute sour cream, like fat-free sour cream or low-fat, whatever it is, with Greek yogurt. You're welcome. I wonder if you can take plain Greek yogurt and season it up and use it as salad dressing. Because sometimes those low point salad dressings like Opa, I like the Olive Garden light Italian dressing, and I was never a big fan of Italian dressing, but that's really good. And I think you don't have to use a lot, and it literally will coat like everything in your salad. It's really good. So my goal is to like crank out a few videos of what I eat in a day. Usually what I eat on the weekend. You don't want to see what I eat during a week because it's boring. It's boring, but it works. It works for me because when I do my food prep for breakfast and lunch, I literally just I've seen others put in ranch dressing in plain Greek yogurt and never tried it. Oh, that's really good. That's a good idea. This has been great. I'm glad I came here. Greek yogurt with ranch packet and some buttermilk. Oh, that's a good idea too, Sherry. So, I think I'm gonna try to do like a taco salad this weekend. Kind of excited about that. I'm hungry. Let me ask you guys this: the day before, we all probably have different weigh-in days. Do you guys get exceptionally hungry the day before weigh-in? I have noticed over the past month, and I probably didn't pay attention to my body, but I've noticed I'm like, when Friday rolls around, I'm like, I am ready to go cheat. I'm ready to go binge on something because I'm ravished, and it's the same day as Monday through Thursday. I do not understand it. It must be here because I have to sit on myself. I'm like, girl, it's weigh-in day tomorrow. No, we're not sabotaging nothing here. We're going to see what your weight loss is. I didn't lose any weight last week because I binged. I posted a video about binging. I just went on this binge for like a week. It's a mind. Yeah, it is, girl. It's renewed. You got to change that mind. And that's what I think is not always addressed in the weight loss journey. I really don't. I think the food is addressed a lot, and I'm willing to be wrong about it, but Carrie, I do the opposite. But I think it's on my mind when I can't eat a lot before weigh-in. Yeah, you're staying within your points. So why is the day before weigh-in any different than any day of the week? It's really not. I think it's here. It's really here. And I tell you, I'm going to tell myself right now. I weigh in on Saturday morning between 6 a.m. and 7 a.m. I was so hungry on a Friday night before I went to bed. I've eaten my points, and I'm just motoring through it. I literally woke up at like 1 o'clock in the morning on a Saturday morning, weigh-in day, and I'm like, I'm going to go weigh in. I'm going to see if I lose any weight, and then I'm going to go eat something. Well, when I stepped on the scale, it hadn't hardly budged. Because I guess I had cheated that week and I'd stepped on the scale a couple times, and I'm like, well, I'm just gonna hold on here and I'm gonna wait and see what happens. I'm not gonna, and then when I got up and I weighed myself, I had lost like 2 pounds. So between like the time I went to bed at 10, 11 o'clock at night, I woke up the next day at like 1 in the morning, and then till like 6 hours later, my body just released like a couple pounds. And I'm like, ooh. Carrie says I switched from Monday night to Saturday morning, and man, was the blessing to weigh in AM versus PM. Yeah, I go to the bathroom, I strip down, I leave my nightgown on or whatever I'm wearing. I just, put a t-shirt on, and then I weigh. And then I, am very intentional in having a little bit bigger breakfast because I kind of eat the same things all the time. I think one of my favorite breakfast meals, other than like eggs and turkey bacon, you can do like a deconstructed omelet, is I really like Special K cereal, which I buy the Publix brand. I buy the store brand with the dried strawberries in it. And I've been using almond milk, and then I'll just bulk it up with whatever, like fresh strawberries and bananas and apples, and I'll just bulk up that cereal. And I feel like I am eating filet mignon with, a loaded baked potato. It's really good. I think it's one of my favorite meals. And the second favorite meal I have is I enjoy peanut butter, and I kind of gave up Jif, but I did find True Nut, which is a powdered peanut butter. And I think I get it, for 2 teaspoons. I think it's 2 smart points, and I know there's other powdered peanut butter out there. You can make that powdered peanut butter as thick or as thin as you want it. But I had a video where I did. I don't mean to keep referring to my video, so I could just talk without referring to it. I cut up a whole apple, which is the Sweet and Tangos, which I tried. Oh, highly recommend those. At Publix, which is the grocery store I usually shop at, they're like $6.99 a pound, but I got them at Walmart for $3.99 a pound or something like that. Like, they come in a bag, but they're great. And I cut up a whole banana, and I kind of thinned out that True Nut, and I just poured it over all that fruit. That was the best snack. That was only 2 smart points for that, and that was a great snack. I stayed full. Like, when I shoot what I eat in a day, those are probably the best meals I eat. I eat during the week because I'm a lot more creative in what I can do, and I actually had the time to fix it. But what I've been thinking about eating is those zucchini noodles. Thinking about getting some of those, some of the Laughing Cow cheese. I haven't decided if I want to do the Swiss or the pepper jack, and then melting that in with the zucchini noodles with some chicken. Grilled chicken, maybe 4 ounces, or 8 ounces of grilled chicken, seasoned up with onion and garlic. I mean, it's a fake, fettuccine Alfredo, but I think it would be good. And I've been craving ground turkey burgers since I don't buy and Katrina says, oh yeah, zucchini noodles are fantastic. They are. I've dabbled with them. But just recently, my local grocery store started, spiraling, cutting them up to make them look like noodles. But they're a little bit more expensive. I think they're 5 or 6 for maybe 5 or 6 pounds. And I don't know. Maybe I don't know how much it is. But you get a container about yay big for like $5. You probably can get 2 servings out of it. But knowing me, I could probably eat, a pound of zucchini noodles and not really sweat it. So I'm learning to grow my food menu. It's a challenge for me, especially if I'm not the best cook. I like to cook. I don't like to cook, but I make myself cook. But I like the results of cooking. If I could just have somebody cook for me all the time and just say I want this, 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 and this, that'd be great. And do laundry, clean my house. That would be great, But, working full time and doing YouTube and dinking around with social media, it's a lot. I didn't realize how time consuming social media is. So I'm having to balance because, I don't want to neglect my relationships that I have with, my friends, my family, and just to, grow a channel in social media. So, I think the last video I did, I had talked about, food. I started touching a little bit on food addiction, emotional eating, and overeating, and my journey and the process of going through that. And I haven't mentioned that a whole lot. I did one video. The second one I just uploaded, I don't know, earlier. I think it was Tuesday. I may have talked about that. But I wanted to go through the process of healing from emotional eating and overeating and food addiction. Sherry, oh, how I wish someone would cook for me. That would be awesome, wouldn't it? I think that's why men get married. They get married to take a wife to replace what their mom did for them. But that's kind of a side note. But I do believe in love and marriage and all that, and the commitment to that. But I didn't talk a whole lot in a lot of my videos about food addiction and the healing process of it, because I wanted to go through some healing myself, so then when I ever talked about it, then I would be able to tell you some of the life skills that I have gathered along the way. And I think the biggest thing I've learned is this. I've pondered on the last 3 or 4 months that I'm worthy to be successful in every area of my life, and I have value. And I learned that the relationship that I have with myself is far more valuable than losing weight. And there are probably past hurts and wounds and traumatizing situations. Yeah, I tell my husband. Sherry says, yeah, I tell my husband I'm not his mother or his maid. Yeah, really, you get in there and whip something up to eat. I think you, I think what has happened is learning that I have worth and value, and the relationship I have with myself has probably started to heal some past wounds that I've learned to live with, and those situations probably pushed me towards food. And because I needed to relieve myself of whatever stress, anger, depression, low self-esteem that I was experiencing, and food was always my friend. It was always there for me, and so I think learning to meditate on that I am worthy and I have value has really done some substantial amount of healing. Now it does have to combat. Now I habitually think on that meditation. I get up in the morning, I ponder on it. While I'm getting ready for work, I ponder on it on the way to work. Now throughout the course of my day, you do get busy and you lose sight of that meditation, but I have to be very intentional to pick it up after work or before I go to bed. And what it has done is that it has healed some things inside of me that have been broken, probably have been broken for many, many years. And my worth and my value is in me and who I am. And I'm okay with me, and I'm okay if I binge, because I know I will eventually overcome that when I heal from something that's broken inside of me. I know that I will. Okay, I guess you guys are talking amongst yourself. I'm just chatting here. So I challenge you, if food has been an issue for you, or if you used it to self-soothe stressors, anger, depression, regret, shame, self-judgment, self-condemnation, guilt, to begin to ponder on that you are worthy, because you are a human being and you have so much value, and your whole weight loss journey is such an encouragement to yourself. And what I've discovered is when I'm out and about throughout the course of my day and I see people that are overweight, I'm a stress eater at times, me too. It's just changing the internal dialogue a little bit, and head hungry versus Phyllis, thank you so much for doing the live chat. I'm so glad I found you on your channel. It's bedtime, but we'll be back. Do you have a faith? Yeah. My goal is to do Wednesday chats at 9 Eastern Standard Time. Thank you so much, Betsy, for spending some time with me, and know that you are worthy to be successful in every area of your life, and you have value. You can go to My Life is Phyllis on Facebook. You can check me out there. So I'm learning to post there a little bit more often, which is going to be some encouraging words and some of the things I eat. I think I'm going to try to post like 3 days a week, possibly 4. Got to find a balance, and still live my life. Good night, Betsy. Have a good day tomorrow. Keep me posted on your journey. You can post anytime. I think the meditation has helped extreme, because what happens is you have the voice of negativity, because we all know ourselves. We know our faults. But then the meditation begins to override. I mean, you have to. Meditation is something you do over and over and over until it becomes such a habit. And the only voice that I'm learning to listen to is the voice that I am worthy. I'm worthy to be successful, and it's healed. But anyway, what I was saying is that when I go out and about and I see people who are overweight, I could literally almost feel how they feel about themselves. And I have enough courage now that I can approach somebody and I can find one thing to compliment them about, whether it be their hair, their shoes, their shirt. I like your earrings. So out of me becoming whole and healing, I now can go to another human being, and it's very therapeutic. I challenge you to get out of your box with this. Totally, I think we punish ourselves when we realize it by sabotaging by success. That's true. Very true, Katrina. One thing that has added to the healing is I now can go to someone like Carrie, who I did not know. This is a good example. Who I did not know, whose channel is doing very well, who's lost 100 pounds, and say, I'm so proud of you. And I don't have to know Carrie, and Carrie doesn't have to know me. But we are two human beings that if I sat down and had coffee in her kitchen in the country with poor Wi-Fi, I could dialogue with her over coffee, and we can come to a very common ground in the way that we think. And I can share with her how I've healed, and she can share with me and how she's overcome. But when I'm out and about throughout the course of my day, every person needs an encouraging word. Every person there, everybody's fighting a battle we don't know anything about. And part of finding out that I'm worthy and that I have value, I can now give the little bit of healing that I've had to another human being and say, to a cashier, I call the cashiers always by their first name because they have a tag. Sometimes I may ask them if they want, can I buy you anything to drink? You want a candy bar? You want something? I can always find somebody to encourage. And it does my heart so good to be able to do that. I had to overcome some fear, of somebody. I think the fear of rejection of somebody not receiving me, and somebody think I'm completely out of my mind. Why are you talking to me like that? It's an encouraging word. I like your hair. I like your dress. I like your shoes. Your face is very pretty. Your makeup looks really good. And I can I can find something good in every person now that I encounter, because I find the good in all of me, and even in my defects, stepping out of comfort zone. Exactly. There's good in me. I don't have, and what the meditation has done also is that it has, Carrie, you were 325 pounds. Yeah. Beautiful girl. 100 pounds lost. Amazing. Because I've found I'm supportive. Yeah, very good. I think because I found the value in myself, that meditation takes the focus off what is wrong with me, because that train of thought is very ingrained in my brain. But the meditation has stopped that, and I now ignore those things that want to criticize me and find fault with me. And now I know that I have self-worth and value, so I've learned to focus on what is right with me. In the midst of me, being worthy never changes. Even if I act unbecoming, I said a cross word, I was being a turd, and I need to go lay in a yard because I'm not acting right, my worthiness never changes, ever. I'm a human being. I have worth and I have value. And as that is progressing and growing, now I can give it all back out. And that's the great thing about encouragement, because you never know. I never know whose life I'm going to affect. It takes one encouraging word really to shift someone's life completely, and I may never ever know who I affected. And I'll give you a quick story. I remember several years ago, this is before I even went on this weight loss journey, I was at Walmart, and I had just got my income tax return. And the cashier, absolutely, the cashier's glasses, I could tell that they were old, and because she had taped, the nose piece, the tape on there was so thick, and both of the frames, I don't know what that thing is called, that this right here. This is, Carrie, thank you, and this is something I'm learning. This right here, she had taped it. I may need to put my glasses on so I can see you. They were taped, and because I didn't know how to talk to her right, I'm kind of blunt a lot of the times and sarcastic. I said, "It looks like you need new glasses," and I approached it completely wrong. So now she's on the defense with me, and that's not what I meant. So, lesson learned. And I said, I apologize. I didn't mean to offend you in any way. I said, it just looks like your glasses are old. And she's like, yeah. I said, well, when's the last time you had your eyes checked? I ask that with a lot of people who have glasses. When's the last time you had your eyes checked? Because you normally walk around with glasses that you probably need, you need your eyes checked again. And she said, she gave me, it was like 5 or 6 years that she had not had her eyes checked. So those glasses, she's literally taped them all together. And I just said to her, because being at Walmart, they also had that vision center. I said, this is what I'm going to do. Let me know when you're going to have your next break. And the good thing is, you know, I only had to wait a half hour on her before she went on her next break. And I said, we're going to go to Vision Works or whatever vision place was in Walmart. And I said, I'm going to pay for you to get your vision checked and any pair of glasses that you want. But, you know, I had a budget. I said, I can spend X amount of dollars. So, but I do want you to, and I upped it a little bit so she can pick out a nice set of frames. It's not like it is today where you can go spend $120 to get your eyes checked in 2 frames, you know. And I said, but what I want you to do is this. I said, I just want you to save your glasses for me. And this is no lie. And I'm not tooting my own horn. It's just an example that I just challenge you guys to exercise this, you know, if you have the courage to do it. And it feels weird stepping out, but, you know, kind of get over yourself, and you will see how much it heals you on the inside. A month or 2 later, I was back at Walmart, and I actually was putting toys in layaway for my son, and she was working the layaway, and I walked up to her. I didn't even recognize her, and she said to me, I just want to thank you for paying for my glasses. She was wearing makeup. She had colored her hair. She had a haircut, and I was like, and she had those glasses in her pocket, and she gave them to me, and I was like, oh my God, it was I was shocked of that little task that I had done, and it did my heart so good. So she had those glasses in her pocket for a couple months. And to this day, so this is probably 10 years later, maybe 15 years later, or 5 or 6. I don't remember. It's been a substantial amount of time, I'll tell you that. I still have those glasses from that lady. So it's good. It's been a healing. I think that is part of my healing process too, is like, because I found value in myself, then I can go find value in you. So we've been on here for like 1 hour and 12 minutes. So thanks guys for dialoguing with each other. I appreciate it. And if no one's told you today, a true love and kindness, amen. Yeah, right. You know, thank God. You know, thank God there is a God, because, you know, he needs to heal me. So if no one has told, I'm going to get ready to go. I have to go to work in the morning. But if no one has told you today that you are worthy to be successful in every area of your life, and that you have value. So I believe in you. I believe you can lose the weight. I can believe that you can be the ideal weight that you want. And you may be, and if you keep working on it, you could probably see your booty on a cover of a magazine. Oh, thank you, Katrina. Thank you. So do you. So I challenge you guys, stay within your points. Don't have a cheat meal. Plan it out. God bless you too, Sherry. And I believe in you. And if you want to see you want to follow me, I'm on Facebook as My Life is Phyllis. Thank you. Thank you, Carrie. Thank you, Phyllis. You helped me make it through my night of time eating. Great live video. You're so good. Thank you so much. It's so different than my live videos. I'm very much like Ben Stein when I'm doing my videos. I'm trying to get out of that. It's another thing I'm trying to overcome. So I thank you guys so much for spending some time with me. I appreciate you. Have a good week. I'm joining your Facebook, and hit the subscribe button on my YouTube channel. My goal is to be here every Wednesday at 9 o'clock. I will post on my night all. Bye, Carrie. If you haven't subscribed to Carrie's channel, if you want to do, you know, a quick blurb of what your channel name is, Carrie, because I don't remember and I'm sorry. Go hit the subscribe button on Carrie's channel. She's got a lot of good stuff on there too. Follow me on My Life is Phyllis on Facebook, and I'll post the day Wednesdays when I'm going live. Already done weeks ago. Yeah. I think I remember you, Katrina. Your face looks really familiar to me. Bye, Sherry. Have a good night. Bye, guys. Weight Watchers with Carrie.